Welcome to our 5 on 5. We're pleased to be joined by Kevin Primerano, the Director of Coaching for the Rogue Valley Timbers. Kevin, thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here. So tell us, Rogue Valley Timbers, Portland Timbers, is there a relationship there?
There is. Back in May of 2013, we became one of 7 clubs in Oregon and Southwest Washington to become affiliated as a Timbers Alliance club. And we currently work with the Timbers and back and forth with the 7 clubs to develop best practices for running our organization, come up with curriculum ideas. We partner up from time to time to put teams together to send to higher level tournaments throughout the country. And we even just recently had the opportunity to send a young man to Germany with a tournament team sponsored by Adidas.
Wow. Yeah. That's pretty exciting. Okay, and so as we know, MLS is gaining in popularity throughout the country, especially in the Pacific Northwest. The Timbers are very popular. I know the Sounders in Seattle are very popular. So how is that translated perhaps to youth soccer levels in the participation?
I think every year that the league gains popularity and there's players that locally or quasi-locally that players can relate to and see on an almost daily or weekly basis, it helps raise the level of the game at the youth level because now we have heroes that we're striving to be. Now we have a connection to a professional team, and kids can actually dream about being a professional soccer player the way we may have dreamed about being professional football or basketball players when we were growing up.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and when it comes to youth participation, obviously there's your club. How many clubs are there, give or take, of course, totally approximate. And what about male-female participation? Is it equal or near it?
I believe for the most part it's equal in our area. There's a handful of other youth clubs in the area that offer recreational programs, some competitive programs throughout the state. Yeah, there must be 90 or 100 different clubs throughout the state. And I would say, yeah, it's probably on equal footing. Maybe the girls maybe just a little bit more at this point, just because there's not quite as many other alternative activities as the boys with football, basketball, baseball, and all the other stuff that boys tend to do.
Okay, very good. Well, we're going to take a quick break. Much more with Kevin in a moment. Stay with us. Welcome back to our 5 on 5. Again, we're here with Kevin Primerano, the Director of Coaching for the Rogue Valley Timbers club team right here in, of course, the Rogue Valley. So, Kevin, competitive, recreational, what are you guys offering?
We have the full gamut of programs. We have recreational soccer starting at 5 years old or kindergarten, and they run all the way through the 8th grade. Starting in 5th grade, we have competitive programs, both that travel at the statewide level as well as more regionally here in Southern Oregon, all the way up to premier high school teams that travel throughout the Pacific Northwest and the West Coast to different college showcase tournaments.
Okay, and now what ages? I mean, you talked about little ones. Mm-hmm. So my little guy, at what age can they start?
5 years old.
5 years old?
Yes.
Okay, so not yet, but I can't wait for him to get out and run. All right, so the Rogue Valley is this beautiful area. Do we have a lot of soccer fields, though?
Yes, we have U.S. Cellular Community Sports Park, which is probably one of the premier turf facilities in the country, if not in the state of Oregon. So we have 5 great fields there. There's another one, a multi-purpose field down there that's about to come online with a new expansion. Fichtner Manwaring's a fantastic facility, and then we have some other school facilities throughout the valley that have, so we're well stocked with great soccer facilities.
That's great. That's good. You got to have good grass to play. Okay.
Absolutely.
Now, you guys are doing something with Providence. I know regarding concussions, people oftentimes think of football when it comes to concussions, but it can happen in any sport, and soccer is a physical sport, certainly as you get more competitive. But tell us what you're doing with Providence.
Well, Providence Medford Medical Center has become our lead sponsor, and we're going to be working throughout the next 2 years with them on a series of initiatives to help educate parents, coaches, and the public on topics such as concussions, sports nutrition, injury prevention. So there's a litany of things that we're going to be working on to try to make sure that we keep our kids healthy, and they're going to be our partners in doing that.
Certainly the most important thing. Kevin, great to see you. Thanks for coming by.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Stay with us. We'll be right back.